Hello, I'm Lucian, and in this video I'm going to explore a bit the new default block param called it. So it was announced last week that it was accepted as a default block param and it will be included in Ruby 3.4. Now we don't have today Ruby 3.4, that will be next year, but we have a 3.3 release candidate. And in this 3.3 release candidate, there is a warning in cases where it is used without a receiver argument or block. So let's explore that. First, what is the syntax? The syntax of it is that you can use it inside the block to refer to the first block param. So before that, you might be writing something like this, where you're using _1, and now you can use it, and it makes the code so easy to read. But let's explore these warnings that we'll have in Ruby 3.3 a bit. So I created some very short example here that it just defines a method named it, and then another method that takes a block and just yields it, and then I'm going to call it to look like very similar with the default block params, and I'm going to call that in Ruby 3.2 and Ruby 3.3. So let's go to run it in Ruby 3.2. So if I run this without in Ruby 3.2, it just works, right? Nothing happens. Even if I try to put the warnings, this still works. So now let's try to run it on 3.3, the release candidate, and see what happens. If I run this, it gives me a deprecation warning, right? Now what can I do if I run? This is the same, right? What can I do? What can I do is to call it either with parentheses or with self. So if I run, let's make it explicit that we want to see the deprecation warnings. There are none. So if I can run it like this. Now you might wonder what happens if I use it as a local variable. Nothing bad happens. This is all taken care of. See this example here where I put it as a local variable, and I'm also naming it as a named block param. So it's not the default block param, a name block param, and if I run it, it just works. No problems here. Now there are some concerns maybe about RSpec, and this is also taken care of. I have here a very simple example. This method does not matter that much, and I wrote some specs. So this is a normal spec where we have it and then a string, and this just works. So let's go to the RSpec. And this is called, Galaxy spec, and this just works without any warning. Now, what happens if you just put it like here, that is similar to the number of block params with Ruby 3.3, it will give you a warning. It will say that the same warning, you're using it and you should either use it with parentheses like this, or use it with self, right? With self. Yeah, so another way to not be in this situation that was suggested by Joel in one of these discussions online was to use specify. If you don't know, you can use it or specify or example. All these are behaving the same. They are defined in RSpec in the same way. So you can use instead of it, you want just an empty example like here, you can put specify, and then you will not have that problem. So that was on short about it and the deprecation warnings in Ruby 3.3, preparing us for the 3.4 new features. Thank you.